Do you think you'd be able to hide that you're a virgin when you lose it?
You mean if? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think I can hide it well. No, actually, I don't know if I can.
So recently I watched a film called TFW No GF, a surprisingly great documentary about sad individuals on the internet. It's a very well made and unbiased look at some of these people, and it's a really interesting watch. It's probably the best documentary I've seen about the average weirdo on the internet in the 21st century, and I highly recommend it. But I was listening to a podcast I like, Movies with Low Res Wonder Bread, and they recommended a short documentary called Shy Boys IRL from way back in 2011. Directed by Sara Gardephe, I think that's the name, I'm probably butchering it. The documentary follows multiple members of the loveshy.com forums and them all meeting up. The doc is only 30 minutes and opens a far deeper and interesting portrayal and critique of incels than anything else I've seen. While in TFW No GF we see these shitposters initially as these weirdos and learn that they are more complex people, the dudes in Shy Boys IRL are freaking lunatics.
I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl. I would fight in the front lines, the bloodiest battle the world has ever seen, and come back with no limbs if it meant that would guarantee me an ugly fat chick for life.
The main guy we follow is Advanced, who is a psychopath.
I have a Photoshop picture where I shortened my face, I made my canthal tilt positive. I'd like to have my Neanderthal brow grinded down. I'd like a canthoplasty, which is when they lift the corners of the eyes. I might decide to get a revision rhinoplasty.
While some of the other guys are more normal guys who are just spending too much time on the incel forum, while others are cartoon characters.
I believe that a military-style PUA camp should be created for these guys that you term as, you've used the term incels or involuntary celibates. So my plan for PUA camp would be similar to how they do initiation night at the Citadel. I would have all the incels and love shies all basically huddled in like cattle into a room. Like these guys would be like standing together like cattle in a cattle pen. And these guys who I'm going to call the drill sergeants would be in there confiscating all their World of Warcraft shit, all their Dungeons and Dragons shit, and they'd put it in a big fucking bonfire and burn it. Then I'd have these pictures of just these beautiful women in the nude being fucked by these muscular hot bad boys. And I'd have surround sound playing the sounds of women enjoying sex, you know, fuck me baby, fuck me baby. And I'd have neon lights flashing the words, it's all so adorable, but you can't have it. They would break these incels down. You know, just like the military, break down an incel, build up a PUA. You know, that's what we gotta do.
These guys are pathetic to say the least. They are incredibly immature and awkward, even around the audio guy.
Pretty boys get women, like your sound guy. And just turn it to him, he's like, yeah. Turn to him and he doesn't. See, he gets women because, see, I knew the moment I looked at him that he's not incel. I'm jealous.
Advanced is particularly atrocious.
Sex, I don't think most women like sex. I think it's something that they do just, I don't know, just because. I mean, like the guy wants it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, women don't have a high sex drive.
I don't know. I think you have somewhat feminist views, but I mean, that's it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I agree that women are people.
No, see? That's bullshit. And if you don't realize that, then you've been brainwashed.
He's a rude, misogynistic, angry individual, and it's easy to understand why he can't get a girlfriend. These men act so awful and feel both entitled and not entitled, like they feel that they're just unattractive to women because of how they look and present themselves on a superficial level, instead of the fact that they act awful. They're these awful losers who don't understand of what they're doing, and it just makes the doc even funnier.
Oh god, I can't even look at it. I'm serious. Like I Google vaginas and I get this fucking picture. I can't even fucking look at it. I don't like looking at them. They're too low.
Most guys probably don't.
They're too low?
Yes.
What do you mean they're too low?
I wish they were parallel with my dick.
These guys are so detached from reality. They all speak for themselves. I don't even need to elaborate.
You must explain the cake.
No, we don't have to
Go
talk about the
on.
cake.
You need to talk about the cake. Come on.
It was a vagina cake.
It was in fact a vagina cake.
And they specifically saved the special portion for me.
Uh-huh.
And I tried eating this thing, and it was like, oh yeah, it's not gonna be a problem. I'm gonna lick it and everything. It'll be hilarious. And then I go and I just got red in the face and choked. I couldn't do it. I'm just. I got.
The entire documentary is just these guys saying dumb stuff and digging themselves into their own godless hell. It's fantastic.
They're not beautiful. They're not.
Do you like the way dicks look, Sarah?
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine.
It's funny, but at the same time, it's incredibly sad. And for some of them, it feels like they can't get out of it, or worse, they won't get out of it. They're literally Jordan Peterson's nightmare of what a man can become.
You want someone who can, it's a real relationship is a wrestling match. It's a grappling phenomena that you both emerge transformed from. And that's what people want. They don't want a pushover. Not unless there's something wrong with them. You know, a narcissistic person who never wants to be challenged will want a partner who does nothing but deliver exactly what they're told to deliver, but they will mistreat them beyond belief.
Unfortunately, it's what many young white guys resort to, trying to become to be a pickup artist or the ultimate gay female destroyer. Blah, 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 Andrew Tate's America, blah, 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 y'all motherfuckers need Jesus, blah, 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 you get the point. I will also point out that this was made before the Elliot Rodger massacre, and terms like incel were more well known. After all the losers meet up, Michael, the one dude who seems fairly nice, decides to visit his ex-girlfriend from high school, who he hasn't talked to in 10 years, and they seem to work together well. But the director brings up that Michael runs the Shy Boys forums, and it kind of makes everything fall apart.
So what do you think about Mike running a website?
Mike what?
Running a website.
You're running a
I
website?
don't really run it.
Wait, is this the group that you were telling me about?
Yeah, that's where I met her from, where she
I
posted
didn't know
her
you
message.
ran that.
Yeah, I haven't always ran it.
Go Mike.
He keeps prodding me to tell you what the website is like about. The real reason we put the website is when we're all perpetually single. And
You have
frustrated
girlfriends in
about
college, though.
it. Almost.
Well, then you had almost girlfriends in college.
Yeah.
Really? Why didn't you want to tell me that it was like just single boys?
But I think as I get older, I get more depressed because I feel like I have less time. And I don't know, I kind of like being this way. I feel get annoyed that I feel like to have like a normal life, I have to like alter. But then what's the alternative? Keep going on the way you are, which doesn't work.
I think when you look at the bigger picture, though, I think you have it pretty good. I mean, compared to a lot of other people in this world, you have a really good life.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's not what you think it should be, but you do. You have a good life.
She brings up a lot of good points to him, and he's still this kind of self-entitled loser, unfortunately. And by the end, he just comes out more protected than before. And you really can't see that relationship panning out, and it's kind of tragic. Like, I hope these guys grow up and get better, but I don't really know if they did or can.
So, that's my sad little life. What do you guys think?
That's the thing. I was like, what's my thesis here? What's my thesis? Grow up. Just grow up. So I think this documentary is very indicative to the isolated state of society and culture at the moment, particularly among men. People like this, unfortunately, cultivate and feed on each other instead of actually trying to fix their problems. This doc is equal parts hilarious and equal parts sad. I don't know if I have any authority saying this, but there's a reason Andrew Tate became so popular. It's because so many men, unfortunately, let themselves become like this and just don't grow up. They seek people like Tate to affirm themselves instead of letting anyone give them constructive criticism to try to make them better. That's how many people enter a state of depleted masculinity and soul and immaturity. And I'm also not even referring to masculinity in a superficial sense. I'm referring to it in a character sense. There is a crisis of masculinity going on, specifically among these men. So many men, especially like this, who go on incel forums, they don't have toxic masculinity. They don't have any masculinity. They don't have any real masculinity. Masculinity is not being the strongest or having the manliest spirit. I'm not talking Liver King masculinity. It's the strength of oneself in the world and handling emotions and responsibilities. It's being a fucking adult. How can you be a responsible adult when you aren't even responsible for yourself? It's a tough time. Don't think just because you need a fat girlfriend is gonna fix all your problems. Don't seek Andrew Tate, seek Jesus. Don't hate women because they won't have sex with you. Learn a way to communicate with women on a personal level, you porn-brained bastards. Stop being a loser, wash yourself, clean your room, talk to women, get off of Reddit. Check out Shy Boys IRL. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a fantastic documentary. And I've been Deet, and go watch the documentary for yourself.
They say in that Hallelujah song, the one that's like, I heard there was a secret. Yeah, I figured you'd be a fan of that song.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan? Oh, okay. Well, there's a line that goes, maybe there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love was how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. I don't even know what that means.
I recognize that.
That's kind of how I feel about everything.
Peace out, niggas.